Guys, it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, not Tuesday.
Cool, we've got Cameron recording.
Yes.
Everyone in the office is ill.
Yeah.
Cameron's ill, Lee's ill.
I'm ill.
Yeah.
Well, next to me ill.
I'm fine. So
Sit
far.
next to me now.
Okay. Yeah, so we've got a lot on this week. We're going to do some more Skystead trailer stuff. I think I'm going to be working on some Skylets, aren't you, Jack?
I will be, yes. A new moth character.
Laura's going to be working on more Skystead items and things. Like we've got lots of new items, world items and stuff to be adding. And then we'll be doing a bunch of decision work on Demetrius as well. So Lee and Cameron and I will be getting together to sort of like plan out what the project is going to be. So hopefully we've got some info on that.
Okay, so while Lee, Rob and Cameron doing a meeting, I decided to do the new Skylet, which is a sort of moth-themed one. Don't think we've got a name for it yet, but I do want to get some quick sketches down before I start any modelling. These are really quick. I didn't have any of my pens or pencils in, so I had to do it with a rough HB pencil. Overall, they look pretty good. Quite happy with a few of them. Ignore this. I'm not sure what I was doing up here. This is quite a monstrosity. But I spoke to Laura about it, and we seemed to come across these three, which I really liked, which was this one, and this one. I think Laura specifically sort of liked the sort of like furry stomach here and the little arms, but I quite liked the wings and head of this one, and I sort of like the angle of this. So on the next page, I did a couple more. I think I sort of settled on this top one here. The bottom one's a bit too complicated, looks a bit older, so I stuck with the younger look. But on the 3D model, which I'll show now, you can see that I've sort of curved around the body a bit, so it sort of looks like it's floating a bit more forward when it's flying. As you can see, the model's almost done, we're pretty close to finishing now. I just need to model this last wing, so it's going to have two sets of wings, so it's going to have the top ones and the little ones at the bottom. And once that's done, I'll probably go straight to texturing. I think the model itself is pretty okay. I'll probably need to do some remeshing though, so that might take a little while.
Yeah, okay, so it's been a pretty busy week for me. A lot of it has actually been on Demetrius though. I'm supposed to be completely like hands off with this project, but since it's basically we're kickstarting it this week, Cameron's finished off his second prototype and we sort of like made a decision what we're going to be doing. So I've just been setting up Cameron with the repository, getting a few things working in Unity as well, pulled over a bunch of prefabs that we use across our games, stuff like audio managers and things like that, particle effect managers and things, stuff that is kind of vital to have. We always have like an inputs class and things like that, a whole bunch of helper scripts as well. There's loads of stuff in here, some UI stuff to get him started as well, and getting all that working, and also some the new input system that's all plugged in, and the localization stuff that's all working as well. So a lot of setup stuff, and I've been showing him around this stuff. But we actually had a pretty big meeting yesterday, sort of like a kick-off meeting for the project. We sort of decided what we are going to be doing for it. I made a bunch of notes and I tried to upload them as best I can to our OneNote, just sort of like the living document that we use like for a game design document. And yeah, I'm sure Lee will go into more details about this, but basically we're going for like still sticking with like the first person dungeon crawler type style, but we're going to try and make it a bit more puzzly with like Zelda elements, some influences from like Mario and Banjo-Kazooie, Spyro, that type of thing. And the idea is that we're going to have a vertical slice in a couple months time that they're going to be working towards. We're basically going to have 3 worlds. Each world is going to have a series of levels, and each world's got a few things like a unique item and mechanics, a theme. So we've got like a garden world to start off with, then darker dungeon world, and like an ice world. We're going to have bosses and stuff, but the focus is going to be a bit more on the puzzly stuff, and it's hopefully going to be quite light-hearted.
I finished this stone shed today, and Rob wanted me to make this wind vane. I've never heard that word before, but yeah, this will spin around. I went for a moon motive. There's just loads of moon themed items in the game, so I thought it would be fitting.
So I'm sure Rob showed a bit of this earlier, and this is the Demetrius sort of extra bits. So I was putting together the notes from our meeting yesterday, and I have expanded on this a little bit, adding stuff like the player character and stuff like that. But the important bit is the actual levels. So instead of threw together like a bit of a key using the shapes that are available in OneNote. Also hand drawing some stars because for some reason that's not a shape in OneNote. But yeah, just sort of expanding on the actual level stuff, because this is what Cameron's going to be working on once he's got most of the hub world and the player movement stuff down. And so put together a very quick layer drawing for level 2. Skipping level 1 for now, because that'll be mostly tutorializing stuff for the actual basic controls and whatnot. But yeah, so through together, got Cameron to check it, see if it sort of makes sense, if you work from this. And yeah, it looks like it's something that we can work with. I put together a maze on here, probably must delete this because probably maze generators might be a better way of doing that. But yeah, the general flow of the level is going to be similar for every level, where you have a starting point, that'll be where the door in and out is. And then there'll be enemies dotted around the level, and then puzzles as well, which are indicated by these, because the puzzles are the main bit of each level, but there will be some combat as well. So one thing we were mentioning when we were talking about this is that these red triangles might be the harder enemies or the world-specific enemies. This is only level 2, so there shouldn't be as many hard ones, so it's quickly replace that one with another basic enemy. And yeah, this is sort of like a general, it's more of a guide than an actual, like, you know, real shape of a level. So Cameron's going to have the ability to change the shape up a bit as you actually made built-in level, just to make it fit better, but this is just the general layout. Yeah, a bit of a mess, looks a bit of a child scrolling, but that's what I can do with a mouse on OneNote. And we'll keep making more of these, and these will be just rough guides for Cameron to work on, to making more and more levels as we build out the game.
Yeah, okay, so I've been starting on another project. Basically, we decided on the dungeon crawler theme from the 2 prototypes, and then we've started an official project now. So I think Rob explained, he set us up with loads of different things to use that they've just all automatically got set up to get everything set up a bit quicker, and it's things for the menus and stuff like that. So I've been working on that, but the main thing I wanted to show off was just this hub world that I've set up. It's really basic at the minute. It's kind of reminiscent of it looks a bit like something off Inside Out, or yeah, that was what I was envisioning, really, the different islands. But in terms of like gameplay, it's a bit like Crash Bandicoot 3. When you have all the different islands, and then these are all different doors, so if you walk to them, they'll all lead you to a different level. So this is the first world, then the second world, and the third world. This is what we're going to have for the demo, just 3 worlds. But yeah, if you walk into a different door, it leads you to a different level. Now, of course, each level looks exactly the same, so you just have to trust us. But each level is different, so when we set it up, yeah, it'll lead you. So this would be level 3, and then yeah, you'd go on level 4, and it'll obviously look a bit nicer than this. I think we're thinking about making it more like Spyro 2 or something, where some of the doors are in different areas, and you can use different power-ups and that you gain throughout the game to finally reach them doors. And yeah, this is just a basic setup at the minute, but there's a lot more to do with it.
So, just a quick update. Some people were asking where the daily sketches or doodles had been, and we want to start them up again. And I actually found this book at home. This was the book that I bought for MCM when I went down to promote Skystead. I wanted to do some doodling on the weekend, so I bought this little sketchbook. You see by the size of my hand, it's quite small. So I thought I would use this for the daily doodles from now on, so each page will be a different day. And I've already started. Don't ask why I turned it upside down. I didn't realise it was upside down when I was drawing, so now this is the front, and upside down is the right way. A bit annoying, but oh well. As you can see, I've already done a little doodle today, which is Jason Voorhees, and I did do a doodle yesterday, which was Jackson. This is day 1. This is going to be day 2. And we're going to keep going, see how much we can fill up this book. So hopefully this month will be all based around horror icons, but hopefully even after that, I'll have enough pages to keep going to. Okay, so yesterday was quite a fun day. I didn't get a chance to do any recording as I was working from home, but I did manage to fully finish off the mesh, get it optimized, and I started texturing the moth model. And I think we're going with the name Lunar now, not really confused with Rob's dog's name Luna, but more spelt like up here, L-O-O-N-A-R, Luna. So we're focused a lot on like the sort of like moon aesthetic, because it's going to be a nighttime Skylet. And I'm quite happy with the way it came out. So you even got some like moons here on the head and the wings. We've even got some moon faces on the back of the head. I want to try and keep the colour a bit more pastelic, as I'm aware that not everyone finds moths cute. I do, but I know some people are afraid of them. So I've tried to take a bit more of the colour palette in a bit more of a cuter look. Moths are traditionally brown if you go for like the traditional looking moth, or not fancy moths, but a bit more exotic ones can be green. I wanted to make it a bit more pastelic, so I went for a bit more of a calming colour of this sort of like cream and orange look with some nice purple wings. And overall, I think it looks a lot cuter. And I bet I even went out of the way as well to do a render. Here it is here. So this is how it looks with the eyes as well. And overall, I'm pretty happy with this design. I think it came out pretty cute.
I also made this simple fire pit. This is the second fire pit I've made, and all of them are made from the same kind of ingredients, materials. So it was quite hard to come up with an idea for the simple one, but I was just imagining what Shrek would have, I guess. Going back to Shrek again.
Okay, so it's been a day of pretty much just fixing a lot of assets, so there's not really too much to show. However, I did make some progress on the Moth, our Luna character, and the rig's pretty much there now. Unfortunately, I did have to stop as I did come across a pretty big fix whilst making the idle animation. It's kind of stopped me in my path a little bit, but I'll sort it out next week. Hopefully it won't be too daunting to fix. And the fix is that when the wings come down here, there's a bit of sort of like there's something clipping through on the wings here, which is a bit annoying because the rig is quite well made, I think, in terms of the wings, so I'm quite annoyed that it's not working. But hopefully this fix won't consume my whole life. Hopefully next week when I come back to it, I'll be able to figure it out. But yeah, overall though, the animation's looking pretty cool. I quite like the animation for the sort of floating effect, because this is the idle animation. I think I've done quite well with the wings, so hopefully I'll be able to translate this across to the other movements such as the walk, run, and well, the rest of them.
This week I also made a few more rugs, and I think we'll finally be finished with rugs. It's definitely my favourite task. I made this mushroom one earlier and this square fruit rug to match. It's giving spooky Halloween vibes, I think.
Okay, so I have a couple of things to show. I had an issue with recording yesterday, basically, so I couldn't record yesterday, so I'm just going to show you both days. So this is kind of Thursday and Friday, but yesterday I was setting up the menus, so we'll have a settings menu now. It doesn't work perfectly yet. I need to ask Rob for some help because I kind of recreated the one and used a lot of the stuff from Skystead, so yeah, there's a thing moving stuff over. There's a few issues I need to look at, like this here, and I think it's to do with the way the languages and stuff is set up as well. So yeah, I'm gonna ask that on Monday, but I want to add a few different options in, so like inverting the y-axis, changing the field of view, stuff like that, just because since this is a first person game, I think it's probably important if someone's maybe playing or more used to like old fashioned ones like GoldenEye and Time Splitters, I think has it as well. Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it for that. But I've also got the credits menu here, so we've got the dev team and the Patreons as well. And yeah, and then if you start the game, this is the hub world I showed off, and I haven't really done many changes to this. We've also got pause menu now, and it's pretty self-standard, but yeah, and that's pretty much what I was doing on Thursday. And then on Friday, you can see I'm having a weird issue. This is another issue I need to ask Rob about on Monday. I don't know what's happening with the health bar when I move. It's a bit strange, but yeah, I'm sure we can get that fixed soon enough. Yeah, and then today I've been, well, still working on that a little bit, but I've also been working on a dash ability for the player, so you can see some like little speed lines and stuff come up. I want to make it blur as well. Yeah, I think that would be done with like a post-processing effect or something, but I haven't done that yet. And yeah, I think it feels nice. We wanted something a bit different to running because we didn't really want to use the stamina. But yeah, it just kind of, you just need a little cooldown rather than using stamina.